Hi guys, we may never know the full reason why Zia Yusuf resigned from Reform UK, but I still stand by my belief that the party is run like a dictatorship with one leader and one decision maker, that of course being Nigel Farage. So as the meltdown was taking place between Donald Trump and Elon Musk, a mini one was also happening on the other side of the pond. The Reform UK chairman posted on social media on Wednesday that one of the MPs, Sarah Potchin, was dumb to ask her burqa question at PMQs. Then on Thursday, Yusuf told the public on Twitter that he was leaving Reform. Here the owner, Nigel Farage, was asked the reasons why. Now this interview went on for about 12 minutes, but I want to show you this part which is telling.
So, were his interpersonal skills at the top of his list of attributes? No. But I always found him, with me, very polite, very objective in conversations that I had. Look, he and I have worked together for 11 months, 7 days a blooming week. We've barely had a disagreement during that time. I've got huge admiration for him, and I think he for me. Not everyone got on with him. But you know what? It's called politics. Yeah. Not everyone does get on.
Can I ask you, it's fair to say the online reaction from Reform UK supporters and voters has to be said, quite a lot of happiness in the air that Mr. Yusuf has gone. Why do you think that is? What was it about the voter base of Reform UK that may have?
I think that the persistent campaign against him on X, and much of it coming from Indian bots,
right,
has perhaps made some Reform members question him, question his motives. All of that's completely unfair, but it will have added to his sense of, I want a life.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 38. He's got money in the bank. There's a lot of other things he can do. He's just had enough of this way of life. I mean, Martin, I can tell you, there are many mornings over the years when I've got up and thought to myself, why on earth am I putting myself through this? It's not easy.
Nigel Farage, you said when you read that response to the Sarah Potchin tweet, something in your waters and your bones told you knew what was coming. When and how did you find out?
I spoke to him yesterday morning, and he did seem very, very disengaged.
I mean, how did you find out about the resignation? Did you find out first, or was it?
No, I was given a 10-minute warning.
Right.
That it was going to come. And as I say, I'm disappointed, I'm sad, and he's a loss. He's a loss. There is a gap there, particularly around Doge.
Yes.
I was the one going around the counties saying every county needs a Doge, and he was the guy actually trying to put it into action. So he leaves a gap. Of that, was no question.
Well, the Doge work was front and centre. It was only launched this week.
Yeah.
It's a big selling point, of course, all those councils. Where let's be honest, there needs to be something delivered by Reform.
Yeah.
Will Mr. Yusuf still stay on as a part of those Doge units? Is the chairman resignation a resignation from the party full stop?
No, he's walking away. He's walking away from the whole political game, I suspect, never to return.
Wow. So many things to say about this. So Yusuf will not be returning. Now, the whole Doge thing, it seems like it's probably on ice. It's not going to go forward because it seems that Zia Yusuf was in charge of that. But let's get back to the main point. Why did he leave? I still stand by the position that it's because it's a dictatorship. That you're not allowed to make decisions unless Nigel signs off on it. And I think what happened with the burqa question was not the driving force behind Zia Yusuf leaving. It was more the straw that broke the camel's back. It was the final straw. It was, okay, I can't take any more of this. Because there's no way that Potchin asked that question without Nigel Farage's permission. She would have been kicked out if she was going against Nigel Farage. So I think this was a culmination of maybe Zia Yusuf trying to do X, Y, and Z and then being undermined by Farage. People within the party going over him to Nigel to get things done or to get a problem solved. Maybe Nigel was siding with people who had been in Reform, the Brexit Party, UKIP or whatever, who had been closer to him than the chairman was. Zia Yusuf is a rich guy who was brought in probably because he has money. But there were people closer to Nigel who were maybe not in an official role, who were Farage was siding with them as opposed to. Look, this is all speculation. We'll have to wait and see if Zia Yusuf actually comes out and explains. But there's a trend here. We saw it with Ben Habib. Ben Habib said he wanted to see the party move in the direction of something like the Conservatives or the Labour Party, where you have members, where you have a party structure. You don't have a dictatorship. And then what happened to Ben Habib? He was gone. The same with Rupert Lowe. Rupert Lowe wanted to run the party a particular way, and then he was sidelined. And then they are the two big figures. That there were others as well. And the common complaint, it seems, is that Nigel Farage wants to run the party like a company. And he is the CEO, or he is the president of the company, and he makes the decisions. And everything has to be run by him first. Now, you can't run a political party like that. But these people, when they joined, did they not understand this reality? Like, I've been saying that he runs parties like a dictatorship for a long time. And I'm not even in Reform UK. I'm not even in the Brexit Party. I'm on the outside, and I can even see this. He sets it up as a company, not as a political party. And the reason for doing so is because he holds complete control. Because if he set up a political party and they had proper memberships, there's a possibility that the voter, the members of the party, would vote him out. Say, we want a new leader. And Farage, of course, doesn't want that. So to protect himself, he keeps it as a company. So how Ben Habib, Rupert Lowe and Zia Yusuf didn't understand this is beyond me. But I think we're going to see more problems going forward, because as reform gets bigger and more people are brought on board, Farage is going to have to make a decision. Is he going to try and micromanage all of these candidates and all of these MPs and all of these councillors, or is he going to delegate? Because as soon as he starts to delegate, he loses power. And of course, this will create conflicts. And he doesn't want that. He saw it with UKIP, where the party started to go in a different direction than where he wanted to go, and then he left. And UKIP still exists, but it's a shadow of its former self. It's possible that all of this collapses and Farage goes again and starts up another party, because it's just about him. So we'll have to wait and see if Zia Yusuf comes out and spills the beans. Probably he won't, because I think he has nothing really to gain from it. But I think we're going to start to see more and more conflict within Reform UK. I think we're going to see more not maybe defections to other parties, but people leaving because they understand it's a dictatorship. And when it comes to Doge, what's going to happen now? Because this was a core policy and it was run by Zia Yusuf. Now that he's gone, does Doge disappear as well? Another embarrassment for Reform UK. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.